In last week's video, we got our first taste of Cattle Lake State Park and photographing from a kayak. However, we didn't get much light to work with on our first few outings, which was a fun challenge to try and overcome, but I was certainly hungry for some of that direct backlight that this place is known for.
I just paddled about a mile upstream. Sorry for that noise, I have no idea what it is, but I'm so glad that I did. Look at this view behind me. Beautiful. Let me get into position and stop drifting, and then we'll kind of resume the vlog here. Hopefully the audio will get better too. All right, folks, well, this is Benton Lake. Again, I apologize for that construction noise. There isn't much I can really do about that. So, yeah, this place is pretty nice. It's kind of similar to Mill Lake, the lake that we shot the past couple of days, but it's a little bit different in the fact that the trees seem to be a little bit more spread out. So compositionally, that might make it a little bit better for us. I have no idea, but yeah, just gonna try and paddle around and see what kind of compositions we can make. The sunlight is starting to pop out, as you can tell. Clouds are starting to clear, so I'm gonna try and find something quick. I think I'll start on the back end of this lake and try to work my way towards the sunlight. That's what I'm thinking might probably be the best thing to do, but whew, I did not enjoy that 1 mile paddle up. I was like, yeah, it's upstream, but it shouldn't be too bad. It was pretty bad. My arms, I can tell my arms are gonna be pretty sore tomorrow morning. So I think we'll just shoot Mill Pond for the rest of the time and hope for some better conditions over there. There's an egret just kind of perched in the brush there. It's hunting for something. Reflection is kind of junk, but I still think it's a pretty cool shot. I'm trying to get a landscape / wildlife shot at the same time here for our first shot. Stay there. You can see him behind me, can't you? Yep. There he is. I don't know if he caught something. Woo, this is a challenge. It's a challenge, no doubt. Get a wildlife and a landscape shot. Hard to do. All right, well, he flew off to God knows where. Probably another spot, but I got a shot of him flying off, but it's, you know, I tried to use the compositional idea that I had earlier and it just didn't look quite right. So, fail in terms of the wildlife shot combo with the landscape, but oh man, I don't know what it is. Like, this place is beautiful, but I'm struggling to find shots, and I think it's kind of the same story as like yesterday. Like, you know, I got to Mill Lake and I was so tired, and maybe it's because I'm super tired from paddling all the way up here, but I would figure that I should be able to find something to shoot. And maybe I'm relying too much on there being light. Maybe I gotta just try to focus on composition and, you know, using those soft lighting techniques that we did this morning. But it's a little bit harder to kind of discipline yourself when you're feeling tired and unmotivated and you're like, why the hell did I make this decision? You know, you're questioning your life choices. And, you know, the light, it's kind of out, but it's kind of not. And so you're just like, I don't know. Trying to get a good look of this tree here in front of me. Let me just film something real quick to kind of show you guys what I'm working on. I think this tree might work really well when the light comes out. So you can just kind of see, it's like a nice arch of tree, but then there's one little tiny section of branch back there. Yeah, we're gonna get closer to it just to try and get that tree stump off of the bottom there and see if we can get the light to kind of illuminate the leaves, illuminate the moss. There's a little bit of light coming in now. As you kind of get too close to it, you almost lose that that sense of awe and wonder, but ooh, the sunlight's coming out. All right, sun's out, guns out. I'm just drifting. And I'm just going to randomly look for compositions. See that tree behind me? That's what I'm trying to frame up. Nice, simple. Might need a little bit of dodge and burning in post, because the background is also somewhat backlit, but I think it's not bad. You know, you got the contrast between, you know, the dark tree trunk, backlit Spanish moss up top. Underneath is the green leaves of the cypress tree. It's something. It's nothing award-winning, but it is something. Whew, takes the pressure off, certainly. See that gathering of 4 trees. It caught my eye earlier, but now that it's backlit, we just get ourselves a little bit closer off to the side. Oh, here's my tree. Ah, there's the shot that I was going for. My tree framed up with these 2 trees. Oh, back it up. Back it up. Hang on, this is a shot right here. Oh, back it up. I gotta go all the way back. Okay, I was just paddling by. You remember that first arch shot that we were working on? And now that the light is out, it totally works with the 2 trees that are surrounding it, but I have to be way, way back here. Yeah, arch tree framed by those 2 trees there. That's 2 shots in the bag. So the issue that we're having is the subjects are lit. You know, the composition subjects are lit, but the background is also backlit, which means I'm gonna have to put myself almost at the shadow edge. What do I mean by the shadow edge? You know, I want the background to be in shadow. I want my background to be covered in darkness. So I have to get a little bit closer to the background, but my foreground has to be lit. So you kind of have to be kind of ducking right in that angle where the sun is just too low to light up the background, but too high, you know, but high enough to light your foreground subject. So kind of slowly moving myself a little bit more towards the background here, towards the backside of the lake. And speaking of that, there goes the light. Frick, that's how landscape photography is. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, back it up, Spencer. Don't go anywhere. Light. Ooh, that's juicy. Look at that backlight, look at that contrast. Oh man, it's just like this pair of trees here. Oh, I'm gonna work this scene a little bit more. Just gotta come back a little bit. I gotta be by like right where that tree is. Okay. The light needs to come back, but this is like the perfect position for right now where the sun is in the sky. You got light hitting the tree, but everything behind it is in dark, dark shadow. Oh boy. Wow, look at that. Look at that light. Oh my God, look at that glow. That's incredible. Man, it is hot out here. The shutter is hot. The camera is hot. That's because it's like, what, 86 degrees out. It's humid. The Osmo Pocket's probably gonna die on the way back. Frick, I don't even care. I just fire away. Oh man, this tree is like perfect. This is awesome. Okay, light's kind of gone. I'm trying to check out another tree, so I guess we'll just try and stay around this amount of distance away from the back wall of the lake. And just hop from tree to tree, you know, wait for the light to come out, hope to see a composition. Ooh, there's some more backlight action happening right now. I lied. There's the weather for you. Oh my God, it looks stunning. But let me grab this shot here. It's so obvious. Boom. Very, very obvious, prominent tree branch right there, and I'm gonna freaking ruin it by ramming myself into this tree if I'm not careful. Kind of turn myself around here. Place it on the right side, I think, is where it looks best. I think that's it. Let's make our own way out of here. Get back to the boat launch safely. Hopefully we don't tip over on our way back. I'm gonna put away all my camera gear. And yeah, I'll try one more time tomorrow for some good sunrise light at Mill Lake. But yeah, Benton Lake was a challenge, you know, both physically to get here, mentally to kind of compose and shoot when you didn't have light, but when the conditions are lined up, it definitely provided nicely. Definitely would recommend if you don't mind the paddle out here. You know, there are a variety of other paddling trails, I think, for the Caddo Lake area, but in complete honesty, I don't know how good of a trail it would be for photography, just because, you know, Benton Lake and Mill Lake, you're surrounded by nice trees and you got nice reflections and you don't have a lot of like those big boats kind of going by, but all the other trails look like they're more open and not as enclosed as this one. So, you know, you kind of, you know, get messed up when it comes to like the reflections, and then, you know, the bigger boats coming and ruining those reflections is just like, it's not as ideal as can be for photography wise. I think if you're coming here for photography, stick to these two lakes. But yeah, not seeing too much on the way back over here, so I think we're gonna call it quits. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. So the weather looks more or less the same as it has been the past couple of days. Cloudy with very little chance of any sort of light. So I think I'm gonna pass on the last photography mission here at Caddo Lake. But it was a good couple of days, good productive couple of days. It was nice to just get to know this beautiful area a little bit better. And you know, hopefully we'll be back when the light is better. We have some better conditions, and yeah, we should definitely try and come back during the fall season to get those fall colors. But
make sure you tune in next week for my review of the quote-unquote waterproof camera bag that we used for this trip, the Yeti Panga 28 liter.
hopefully you guys found these tips helpful from photographing from a kayak. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this travel, vacation, a little bit of photography, education, hit that like button, comment below, subscribe if you aren't already. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.